morning, everyone, and welcome to today's Founders Conversation, June edition, part 3. Still on the topic Thrive Well, Balancing Ambition with Well-Being, a powerful series on preserving mental wellness, creating sustainable work habits, and redefining success in the modern world. So my name is Kathy Kariuki, co-founder with Founders Profit Academy, FPA, which is a community within SME Founders Association. At FPA, we help business owners grow, scale, and thrive through our specialized coaching framework. In my role, I support our license training coaching programs where we provide the tools and support entrepreneurs to reach their full potential. So today we are going to dive into a critical topic for SMEs, which is on employer responsibility, creating a culture that supports work-life balance and mental well-being. A healthy workplace doesn't just happen, it's built. This session dives into what employers can and should do to foster a culture where well-being is a priority, not a perk. From flexible policies to empathetic leadership, we'll explore strategies to support employees holistically and the impact it has on productivity, retention, and morale. I would like to take you through a recap of the previous two sessions that we covered. So, in session one, where we're talking about preventing burnout, remember that burnout is the state of emotions, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by the drive for perfectionism, chronic stress, job dissatisfaction, having high workloads, and having work life imbalances. Stress and burnout share some similarities in terms of characteristics such as fatigue, headaches, lack of sleep, and frequent illness. The impact of burnout on physical health include weakened immune system, high blood pressure. On the mental health, it leads to increased symptoms of anxiety, also impaired cognitive function, and may lead to worsening quality of life. Solutions to reducing burnout include rest and replenishment. You learn to take breaks, learn to reconnect with your purpose, and developing a routine self care. And an example of that is setting boundaries. In session two, where we talked about role of mindfulness in achieving work-life harmony and mental clarity, we said that you need to develop intentional purpose of being present and allow oneself to manage your emotions and energy. The speaker advised us to try and focus on the task at hand. As a leader, set the example by making a mindful decision, and our speaker gave us an acronym STOP, which is S, stop what you're doing, T, take a deep breath, O, observe your thoughts, and then P, proceed with clarity. She also advised us that as a leader, you try and learn to engage by having better presence. So let us now delve into the topic. As I said, employee responsibility, creating a culture that supports work-life balance and mental well-being. So I'm thrilled to introduce to you our speaker for today, Martina Gar. So Martina is a counselor, a wellness coach, and a yoga teacher dedicated to supporting individuals on their journey to mental and emotional well-being. She offers a range of services such as personalized counseling session, wellness workshops, stress management strategies, and life coaching to help individuals achieve their personal and professional goals. Without further ado, help me in welcoming Martina Guy as she guides us through today's session. Karibu sana Martina.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It's
How are you?
always a pleasure. It's always a blessing to be on the show.
Karibu
I'm
sana.
doing well. How are you doing?
I'm well following your mindfulness practices, putting them to use completely, especially that one for the task at hand.
Yes. Most of
Yes.
the time we multitask and we leave a lot of things pending. So, but when you focus on a single task at a time, the quality of work will improve and you will even be satisfied with what you've done. Looking back, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's jump in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with, of course, understanding the employer responsibility. So probably you can guide us,
Mm-hmm.
or what does true employer responsibility look like in promoting work-life balance and mental health?
Wow. And I like the way you're putting it, a true employer and a
Mhm.
true, yes, they're just employers and this one we're making it to sound true. So
Yeah.
this is what I would begin by saying that a true employer responsibility in promoting work-life balance and mental health at the workplace
Mhm.
goes beyond just offering simple perks like yoga classes or simple meditations or maybe snacks. I want to say that it involves creating a supportive workplace culture. It also
Mhm.
involves inculcating flexible structures in the workplace. And maybe to add something, the employer needs to ensure that policies are actually practiced and not just printed on handbooks. You know, we have policies in the workplace, but not every employer or employee follow these. And this only comes in handy where maybe there is a case to handle at that time, but a culture or a place where policies are followed to the letter.
Mhm.
Everyone will enjoy this, both employer and the employee. So here is what that true responsibility looks like. And along with the policies, as you have mentioned, that the employer needs to incorporate or implement in their workplace or in the organization. So I want to say that the employer needs to have flexible work arrangement. And you will agree with me, Kathy, the 8 to 9 or the 9 to 5, sorry, the 8 to 5 or the 9 to 5, the rigid one, it's not enough. At the end of the day, you will hear people say that I wish I had more time to complete this. And I'm not
Mhm.
saying that people are not managing their time well, but sometimes the task as at hand is too much that you can't complete within the given time. So
Mhm.
if we could adjust the start to end time,
Mhm.
it will be very uh, crucial for the employee to
Mhm.
finish their work
Mhm.
within the time given. And
Mhm.
also, the other thing that the employer needs to understand is that, okay, like I said previously, that we are in a culture where everything has been made and we have to follow it. So
Yeah.
why can't we break this a little? Why can't we bend the rules, right?
Mhm.
Yes, we have Monday to Friday, or sometimes we have Monday to Saturday.
Mhm.
And this tight schedule might end up making the employee more fatigued and they will even develop burnout. So, why can't we bend this rule and say we are having maybe 2 offs in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you've heard this song or these people, I call them people who are joining this club, like, thank God it's Friday. It tells you clearly that this person is tired. Or thank God it's a holiday. The holiday is coming. So it clearly tells you that this person is tired. Is this looking forward to any other holiday around or looking forward to get to Friday? They're tired. So why can't we adjust these working days or working hours?
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that we need to also include is that allow the employees to work where they're more productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you'll agree with me that sometimes the workplace is a bit congested, the
Yeah.
environment is a bit congested, and they're not able to concentrate. There's so much interruptions during the day, and they're not able to be productive during that time. So, if you could allow them to work where they're more productive. And
Mm-hmm.
this could be remote, working remotely, or what we call the hybrid work. Yes, we can encourage that in our organizations. So, the other thing, apart from flexible work arrangement, I would advise that there should be mental health benefits and support. In our previous conversation, we said that access the assistance program, what we call the employee assistance program. This is a place where counseling or therapy is done safely, and the employees feel safe at this point. So if we could incorporate them in our organization, it would be very beneficial to our employees. The other thing is we have health insurance and covers, right?
Yeah.
You find that this covers only help the employees when maybe they are going to the hospitals, when they
Yeah.
are sick. Yes, but why can't we also include these covers to cater for the mental health issues?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I would advise so. The other
Yeah.
thing is if we could have the regular mental check, just random one, in a
Mm-hmm.
week or in a month, it should be done twice. So if we could incorporate this, it would be very beneficial to to the employees and even to the employer. The other thing I would say is that let us also have reasonable workload and expectations. Sometimes the workload is too much, and you're expected to do this to complete your task. You're expected to achieve the organizational goals that maybe are unrealistic. So
Mm-hmm.
why don't we adjust this, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So can we have an organization where we are reviewing the workload more often, just to see what an individual can handle in a day or in a week or in a month? And if you can consider redistributing this task, if maybe you reviewed and you find out that Martina is unable to achieve or to complete this task in a day or in 2 weeks, can we redistribute this so that we have quality of work, right? And also
Yeah.
we have job satisfaction at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The other thing that I would advise the employer to actually insist on is let employees take their off, let employees take their leave. It is very important. This is a time to recharge. You will find that there are organizations who are paying their employees maybe leave days.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yes.
Kenyan law, we have 21 days leave, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, we have the 14 days paternity leave,
Yes.
and we have the 90 days maternity leave.
Yes.
You will find that an employee would want to complete their task because it's too much. They would want to be paid their leave days. Yes, there are people who want to be paid their leave days because the work is too much and they don't want to share how they feel.
Yeah.
So they don't get their pay. And anyway, who doesn't want money? We all want money.
Yeah.
Yes, so I would encourage employees to take off, to take their leave days seriously because this is a time to recharge. This is a time to replenish. Money will never be enough. So
Yeah.
your health matters here. Your health first.
Mm. Okay.
Yes. The other thing, maybe last on that, I would say that employers and maybe the managers should be trained on mental benefits, or they should be trained on mental health and empathy as well. You see, like
Mental.
things like first aid, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, first aid. People and employees should be trained on this. It is very, very important.
Mm.
Empathy and emotional intelligence workshops need to be incorporated in our organizations.
Okay. I
Yes.
like the part for the reasonable workload and expectations is something, and having a day, you just said it, you divide, like redivide the work so that it's not too heavy on
Yes.
particular team members, and also
Yes.
ensures that not only does the work get done, but it gets done on time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's something that organizations struggle with because
True,
that
true.
you end up feeling like you're stealing from the star employee. Well, you're not
Mm,
stealing.
yeah.
You're just trying to you're trying to balance out, especially when we talked about the mental health, because the same
Yes.
star employee will
Mm-hmm.
keep complaining how they are fatigued, and they have said when the leave day has reached, now nobody agrees to sign because everyone is like, if they go, who's going to do the work?
Who is going to do the work?
Yeah, and forgetting,
Mm-hmm.
if God forbid they leave us uh, completely from this earth, then that is a different matter altogether. What happens then? Yes, that happens.
You will even incur costs for training new employees.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm, thank you for that. So let's talking about mental well-being in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
What are some common signs that our work culture is negatively affecting employees' mental health? Probably guide us on some
Mm-hmm.
effective ways employers can support mental health without overstepping personal boundaries.
I love that. So first, you say that what are some of the signs? And
Yeah.
I believe what you mean is what are some of the signs that the environment at the workplace is toxic? Because when it is toxic, it is going to affect employees' mental health. I believe that is what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
One of the signs when the environment is toxic, you will see that there is low morale and motivation. Employees will not be motivated to work. There will be lack of enthusiasm and collaboration. And even the initiative indicates emotional exhaustion.
Mm.
The other thing that you will note is that there will be burnout symptoms, obviously, when the workplace is toxic. And at this point, you will see people get irritated easily.
Mm-hmm.
People become detached from the things that actually used to matter to them at the workplace. At this point, there will be decreased productivity. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
So, the other sign that you will notice is that there will be chronic absenteeism.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when the workplace is toxic, the absenteeism will be so high, right? And how will it affect the employer? You will start incurring now the cost of training that we were talking about, because if someone cannot be present a full week, you will start asking yourself why. What is happening here? The production will go low. Should I get someone new to take this task? And people are out there waiting. It's only that they don't know what is awaiting for them inside as well when when they go in.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The other thing that you will notice is that there will be poor communication and transparency. You will notice ambiguity when employees are communicating. You will notice micromanagement as well at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you'll notice that employees fear speaking
Mm-hmm.
up on what is affecting them, like anxiety,
Yeah.
and there will also be mistrust.
Mr. Uh-huh.
Yes. So you said that what are what are the now the impact on the business or on the organization once these signs are there?
Maybe the effective ways the employers now can
Mhm.
support
Can now
without,
can.
yeah, without overstepping now
Mhm.
personal boundaries.
Ah, okay. I like that the way you're putting it, like without overstepping.
Yes.
Yes, I want the employer to create a psychologically safe place for their employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, where they encourage a dialogue between the employees themselves, or the employees and the employer, between the employee and the employer, and they should be
Mm-hmm.
safe without fear of backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I also want you to note that the employer needs to be trained. Like I said previously, they need to be trained on the mental
Mental.
health benefits.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is also important also for the employees because they need to be on the know. When am I experiencing anxiety? When am I experiencing burnout? So if we could involve people in the company whom we trust with the information of the employee to train even the employees, or if we could now bring out a professional counselor to the workplace just to train
Mm-hmm.
them, yes, just to train the employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If we could also include things like debriefing at the workplace. Remember, people fear talking because maybe they will be judged.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe somebody will leak the information. So if you have someone who they can trust with their information, it will be very crucial.
Briefing sessions.
The other thing, maybe to include, though we had mentioned it previously in our topics, is you promote work life boundary,
You
where
promote. Mm-hmm.
if you are at home, you don't expect any call, you don't expect any email related work, email that is work related.
Yeah.
Yes, so if the employer can say no communication from 6 p.m., and that should stand. Yes. So in this case, the employer is supporting the employee, and when they feel supported, there will be high morale, there will be motivation, and the production obviously will go up.
Hmm.
Yes.
You have said that, and I've remembered. I was when you've mentioned how the low morale, the lack of
Mm-hmm.
motivation, enthusiasm, not bothered, and detached. Actually, it's more of detached. So, we're in the supermarket. What day was it? It was a Sunday
Mm-hmm.
in the CBD. So we are the cashiers. Of course, we are all lining up. So we are
Mm-hmm.
waiting until for myself, it's 5 to 7 minutes. I need to see what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. So when I look at what the cashier is doing,
Mm-hmm.
so they're with one customer, and the customer has one little item. One little
Mm-hmm.
item is what is remaining. So I'm wondering, you've already, I thought you've already punched this one item, this one single item. Why are we still on the line? As you said, nobody is
Yeah.
speaking up. He's not speaking up. No, none of us also on the line. I said, I'm going to speak up. So I'm asking him, so what exactly is the problem?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I think that the system has hanged. Settled him. So if it has hanged,
Mm-hmm.
ideally, usually you call your supervisor to come and restart your machine. Two, you
Yes.
communicate to
Yes.
us who are on the line to move to the other
Yes.
available tellers. Okay, so that we continue.
Yes. Just to
I'm
let
busy
you know
standing here.
what is
Yeah,
happening.
we are busy standing here looking at you. One customer told me, we can leave these things here. I told him, oh my goodness, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm leaving this shop here. I'm walking out.
So look at
But
that.
yeah, just like that. As I walked out, I went to the supervisor and I told him, you need to learn communication skills, and you need to learn to cascade. When the problem is there, you communicate to the customers. We cannot be
Yes.
standing for 15 minutes because the system has hanged, and this employee of yours is just seated there looking. First, he's looking like confused, but he's like, I am not going out of my way. I'm just going to sit here. Maybe it will start. Maybe it will start. I don't, I'm not going to try. I need help. So
Yeah,
that got
true.
went on
You
my
know,
hand.
someone can just sit there.
Yes.
Someone
So
can
him is
just sit
detached.
there, watch you.
Yeah.
Yes, they care less.
Yeah. So him he's detached.
So you will
Um,
find that this is an employee who is not taken care of.
yes.
The customers, remember, we are here because of the clients, right? Yes. So look at a case where two clients are dropping their baskets and they're walking away. I believe the sales for that day will go down. So it is not the customers. First of all, it is the employee. So take care of your employee, and they will take care of your customers.
Very true. Very
Yes.
true. Very true. So now that you have mentioned that, so for me, one
Mm-hmm.
of the overcoming challenges, so you can guide us to that, having given you a brief story of an actual event. That was a real scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So, how can small businesses with limited resources still foster
Mm-hmm.
a culture that supports work-life balance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, there is nothing small and there is nothing big.
I was about to say the same thing.
Even the
Yes.
bigger ones started small.
Imagine. Yes, they did.
Yes, they started small. We all started somewhere.
Yeah.
So don't look at your premise or don't look at your organization as a small thing. Don't limit yourself. Yes. So what you need to do is just to start practicing these things at that lower level when you're starting up, so that
Mhm.
You don't get stuck along the way. Sometimes we wait for growth to happen. That is when we now incorporate some of these policies in our organization. It
Yeah.
starts with a single employee, it starts with no employee, but it starts with you as the director who is
Mm.
playing all the roles of the secretary, as the delivery guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I want you to maybe just to begin with I want you to model the respect for boundaries from the top.
Yeah.
And when I say from the top, okay, in an organization we have a structure, and we have all the way from that casual worker up to the director. So this respect I'm talking about is, let us respect that guard. Let us respect that cleaner. Let us respect the tea girl, right? And also remember, these people also experience burnout, they experience stress, whatever they are. So,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are doing your trainings that we mentioned, incorporate everyone, bring everyone on board, because the
Mm.
production begins from that lower level person to the top management or to the director. So remember that casual worker. He has to be trained. She has to be trained. And when you're training them, train them as somebody who maybe at one point will will be in the management.
Mm-hmm.
Because in an organization, I want to expect growth.
Mm-hmm.
If I was employed as a cashier, let me grow to a level where I'm also in the decision making, right?
Yes.
So when I talk of this respect, I'm treating this person with respect, in that they will also be at one point or another be in the management levels, and they will grow knowing our policies, our initiatives at one point. The other thing I would also encourage is offer flexible schedule where possible. I want you to let the employees start and end based on their personal need.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we mentioned those the leave. You have
Yeah.
an employee who is from maternity leave, and they
Mm-hmm.
need to go back and feed their babies, maybe at
Yeah.
around 4 p.m. or at around 3 p.m. Are you
Mm-hmm.
allowing them to do that? Or you
Mm-hmm.
gave them too much that they cannot go back and feed their babies? So,
Yeah.
based on their needs, can you offer a flexible arrangement for such a
Mm-hmm.
person?
Yeah.
Yes. The other thing we said that we need to create a realistic uh, targets or workloads. I want you to check regularly with your employees.
Mm-hmm.
And as we mentioned, you need also to review, is what at your desk,
Mm-hmm.
are you able to complete it within this period of time? If not, do you need assistance? How can we help you? I also want the employer to offer a two-way communication
Two-way
where your
communication.
employees will have direct communication with you as the employer without fear, right? Just to express how they feel, just to express maybe they have an opinion they need to share. Do we encourage that? Every other person in the organization is important. So, can you listen to that employer who is down there, the cleaner?
Mm. I think
Yes.
I like that part when you have talked about the workload. And
Mm-hmm.
the other point you mentioned on practicing early when the business is starting.
Yes.
I think as for us in the SME sector
Mm-hmm.
is sort of having a time allocation on tasks. So
Mm-hmm.
you have an idea, but I'm actually saying now for sure I need to add an extra person to do this and the other. When I've actually sat down and looked at the task I'm allocating them and the time I probably want to give them,
Mm-hmm.
I have thought through both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're also not also the type of employee who's also going to be, informing the employees that I used to do all this by myself. That kind of a conversation. Eh?
Yes.
I would answer the phone call and I would respond to the emails and I
Mm-hmm.
would still make sure I've coordinated delivery. Uh,
Yes.
from 8, not even now you're saying it's from 8, from 8 to whatever hour, because remember you're also alone. So
Yes.
remember,
And some of these people go to the office as early as 7.
yes,
Yes.
you're forever on the phone. Eh? When we're talking to you, we're
Yes.
talking to Martina here. Just a minute. Let me finish.
Just a
Just a
minute.
minute. Yeah, that kind of a conversation, because that now also becomes it also becomes unrealistic, because that was then, this is now. That is why you have also put in, and I think that also brings in the conversation where employees also feel undervalued. So why were you employing me then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you don't value me, yeah, why did you employ me?
Yeah, because you're still doing it either way. You have still stepped in, and you bring that's
Yes.
how you bring in that confusion. I never
Mm.
handed over. I never handed over
Yeah.
Martina to the
Mm-hmm.
employee. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
calling Martina. Then I'm still expecting the employee um, to make their KPI based on the
Yes.
interaction with Martina. It won't work.
Yes. No, it
It's
won't work.
satisfaction.
Yes.
It won't work. So I like that point there.
And I hope today we are going to take a break. Like we said, we need to be incorporating breaks, right?
So we are supposed to breathe. Are we doing?
We can maybe take a moment. If you're not going to break from this conversation, we can take a moment.
And breathe?
Yes, I just want you to place your hand over your chest or over your heart. Yes, close your
Wait,
eyes.
my heart is this way.
No, okay, here, then put it here at the center. Yes, close your eyes. And then I want you to inhale, hold it, exhale out. One more time, inhale, exhale out. And the third one, inhale deeply, hold it, exhale out slowly. Amazing. How did you feel?
Like I was near the sea.
You were near the sea. How are you? What were you seeing? What was the experience?
I think I was remembering the one time I've gone down to the coast. I recorded the sound of the sea waves,
Wow.
and just watching the waves
The waves.
coming. Yeah, just the way they come up, just rippling up until the beach. Then now the way they fade back, so the way they come back up, then the way they fade back. So
Mhm.
I shot 30 seconds.
You can imagine if you do that every morning and evening before you go to bed,
Mhm.
you'll have a calm mind,
Yeah.
sleep peacefully. It will take all the anxieties away.
Oh wow. I'll
It's the
start
best. It's,
incorporating it.
it's the best way to kill anxiety.
Ah,
Yes.
very good. So, looking forward, and in
Mhm.
conclusion, are there any emerging trends in workplace well-being that businesses should consider integrating?
Wow. I would say yes. We have, maybe to begin with, we have mental tech and digital tools that small businesses can now tap into. And these free apps for meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, remember we said we need to take few moments to meditate during the day or in the morning or in the evening.
Yes,
So you don't
I
have to
remember.
wait. You don't have to wait to go back home to meditate. Take a break, just like we've done.
Mhm.
5 minutes of meditation, just reflecting back on how the morning has been, how the day is going along, and just telling yourself that it's going to be the best. The rest of the day is going to be the best. There is also human-centered work design.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yes. There is a growing focus on job crafting where letting employees shape roles that align better with their struggles and well-being.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Aha. Okay. Okay. I like that part of the one for the human centered design
Mm-hmm.
because that's important. Because we have those who are introverts and those who are extroverts, and then those whose social battery
Mm-hmm.
operates night and day different.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be that's important. And I think also making use of the psycho behavioral tests.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think
Yes, that is
we should
true.
stop. Yeah, because I think they sort of are used just for the interview phase. Then that is it. We don't. Then we never. You never get to see them. You know, regularly also being incorporated in what you're doing. 3 months later, 6 months later, 1 year. Has that
Yes.
changed? Yeah, because you
Mm-hmm.
see, when you probably were filling it out, it was also probably very short-sighted in a way. Of course, it cannot cover everything. You still won't know
Yeah,
the person.
true, true.
You only know the person until you've interacted with them. You have seen them do the work. You have seen them
Ye-
how they're doing their socialization with the rest of the employees and the engagement.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
you cannot say we're using it at that particular time and then we don't use it again. I think it should also
Okay.
come up when you are doing
Mm-hmm.
now performance review as
That is
well.
true. That
Yeah,
is true.
that will now give you the actual employee behavioral trait holistically.
True, true.
And it will definitely reduce this idea of, oh, we didn't know the kind of person we were employing. Yeah, you didn't know the kind of person was employing because you relied on only one thing.
Or only when you think, yes.
Yeah, you said that because you immediately said, "Oh, they don't fit." When we have looked through this, they don't fit. They don't fit. They don't fit. They don't fit. Don't fit. For, oh, this they fit, but we really need them. Let them come
Yes,
in.
let them come in.
Let them come in. Then now later on is when you're busy saying, "Oh, by the way," but you didn't go back to check on it. Yeah. So an interesting conversation. Interesting.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah. Well. Uh, thank you so much.
So I want to
Thank.
say overally that when we have a culture which is supportive at the
Yeah.
workplace,
Yeah.
most definitely we've said that the production will go up.
Yes.
There is also that job satisfaction. Very
Yes.
important. Yes. And also, it will reduce this issue of employing this week, next week you are employing, next month you are employing. Remember, during this moment, you are incurring cost of training as well. Yes, so that culture which is supported, or an organization supporting their employees, will definitely be the best, where even people want to work with them. Even the customers now, when they hear the name of your company, now the brand, when the brand has been built through your employees, because remember, it is the employees who are interacting with the clients.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the brand itself has been built, and your name will go out there. You will actually be selling yourself. Yes.
I like that because it's supposed to resonate. You're definitely supposed to resonate with your customers, also based
Yeah.
on how you you treat now the employees. So
The employees,
very good
yes.
conversation. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Martina, for that insightful conversation. And I want to say thank you all for your presence. And
Thank
let's
you
keep the
too for
conversation
this
going.
conversation. It is
Yeah.
very, very important at this
Yes.
era and time.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you for having me
Karibu sana.
again.
So, our weekly founders conversation is just one of the many ways SME Founders Association connects you to money, markets, and mentors while preparing you to grow with a supportive community of doers and dreamers. Sign up for just 5,000 shillings a year and be part of the movement where your next opportunity could be just one conversation away. Log into our website www.smefoundersassociation.com and email at hello@smefoundersassociation.com. I have been your host, Catherine Karaoke. Until next time, I leave you with a short statement. The body benefits from movement and the mind benefits from stillness. From Samkyong Mifam. Thank you and join us again. Goodbye.